to the Landscape Park, Aga Khan Museum is the first in North America which is dedicated to the arts of Muslim civilization. If you want to know the culture that 35 countries in the world represent, you should go to Aga Khan Museum.
At the event, the CEO and the director of Aga Khan Museum, Mr. Henry, explained the idea and the structure of the museum. The mandate of Aga Khan Museum is to educate and inspire. Visitors will gain access to arts and performances that illustrate the true artistic diversity of Islamic civilization. It tells the history that 35 countries in the world share. Through art, the museum aims to connect cultures. Several ambassadors, business community, and other top-notch people were present. The CEO of Serena Hotels, Mr. Aziz Bulani, told the significance of this initiative.
Sir, I would want to know the significance of this initiative by Aga Khan Foundation.
Serena took this initiative with the whole objective that we need to promote our own artists, because Pakistan is full of talented people, and particularly I'm talking about the young generation, and all our initiatives are focusing on the young talented people, be it art and craft, sports, and other initiatives. And we felt that why not connect with the Aga Khan Museum so that we promote and send our own talented people and they exhibit their artwork, because there is no dearth. And the good thing was that at the time of opening of the museum, they depicted the artwork of 6 Pakistani artists. So that encouraged me that why can't we do more and more.
How important is connecting cultures through art? Because whenever we enter Serena, that's all we see. So what would you want to say about that?
I was happy to see the slogan of Aga Khan Museum, that connecting cultures through art, and we practice that. Not only connecting culture through art, but we connect through sports, through other activities.
So any message that you would want to say about the cultural diversity, importance of cultural diversity?
I think we all, as a Pakistani, as a corporation, we all have to understand that we need to bring people from all segments of the society, and that's the only way to grow and project the name of our country, which we deserve.
The CEO and the director of Aga Khan Museum shared his experience with fire.
So, Mr. Henry, I would like to know the significance, in like 1 or 2 lines, just tell us the significance of this initiative.
Well, I think the significance of the Aga Khan Museum is that we are here to give our audiences and the public a better sense and understanding and appreciation of the diverse and rich cultural history of Muslim civilizations over 1400 years.
And since this is your first time in Pakistan and you are going in 2 days, so do you plan on coming back and looking at other cultures that are in Pakistan?
Very much so, because when it comes to understanding Pakistan, you can't do it in one visit. There's so many cultures and there's such a diverse history to Pakistan that you could spend a lifetime understanding all of those small nuances and differences. I want to learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can, but I do realize that this is a country where you could spend a lifetime learning all those wonderful differences. I think cultural diversity is critical these days, because I think any time that you see societies that are modernizing, that are developing, it's too easy for the societies all to end up feeling and looking the same. Cultural diversity is human nature, and I think that cultures should appreciate it Other cultures should appreciate those differences, but also those commonalities that bring them together. It's more necessary today than any other time.
You already know a lot about Pakistani culture. Like before you came here, you had done your homework. So, do you feel that this is your first time, or are you like doing fine?
I think because I've had the chance to learn about Pakistan before, I've been able to appreciate things with a bit of knowledge. Let's put it this way. When I saw Nahari at breakfast, I instantly went for it because I love Nahari.
Okay, that's great. So I hope you have a great stay over here. And before you leave, I would also want you to give one message to the viewers if you want them to, come and visit this museum.
I certainly would like to encourage everyone to visit the Aga Khan Museum in Toronto. It's a long distance to go, but it's worth coming to see. It's also worth waiting to see what we can do in partnership with other institutions in this country. The Aga Khan Museum will always have an interest in Pakistan.
The ambassador of Tajikistan, His Excellency Mr. Sher Ali, explained how important cultural diversity is.
His Excellency, what would you say is the significance of such events and the significance of Aga Khan Museum?
You see, Islam not only religious. Islam is poetry, is philosophy, is cultural, is calligraphy, is architect, is design, which reflects of beauty of our holy religions. It's also a piece of peace and love to whole and humanity, also tolerance. It really reflects in anywhere, in books, on the buildings, in your spirit. So when the poetry and philosophy. It's good that today we have seen a very good presentation from Mr. Kim. It's excellent idea that they now inform the Western countries about Islam, what Islam does mean. Unfortunately, today is many misunderstanding of Islam. It's time to prove to the world that Islam is also a piece of love.
So, do you think that it is going to play an important part in connecting people from other, like the people who do not share the same culture?
You see, you've seen that some of items which reflects of, mixture of Chinese and Westerns and the Persians culture. It's harmony. It's harmony. I think that's the idea as a museum also to bring harmony among the people here.
And how important do you think cultural diversity and cultural diplomacy is?
So one of the, very important segment of diplomacy is cultural. Cultural makes very easy to understand each other. Culture reflects your history, your identity, your customs, traditions, and language. If also you listen to music, if you listen to some stories or read some books, you also goes with history of these nations. It's philosophy.
Tunisian ambassador, His Excellency Adel Al Arabi, along with his wife, focused on how such initiatives explain the true identity of the Muslim civilization.
His Excellency, I would want to know how important or how significant do you think this initiative by His Excellency Aga Khan is?
Yes, it's a very important initiative. It's very significant too because it focuses on the Muslim civilization and the contribution of Muslim civilization to the history of human civilization. And I think that the initiative of Aga Khan Museum is very important for Muslim world nowadays, because Muslim world now, some media, they give some false ideas about Islam. They link Islam with violence, which is not linked with Islam. So Islam is a religion of peace, of tolerance. We usually accept each other. It's a religion of love also. And I think showing the artistic achievements of Muslim civilization, it shows the human side, the real side of Islam. And I thank Mr. Boulani for this initiative. And also I find that the Aga Khan Museum is very important, and I hope it will be in many other countries.
Since Tunisia itself is a hub of culture, and we can see all the tradition over there. So do you think whatever is in this museum depicts your country?
Yes, of course. So Tunisia is a very old country. We have a very, very great civilization, more than 3,000 years of civilization. Tunisia also has very good Muslim history. We have Kairawan, we have many arts in Tunisia, and I think that I found myself in many things in this museum. And if you find arts, Muslim civilization is almost the same and all over the world. That's why I saw Tunisia in this museum too.
Along with diplomats and business community, politicians come activists were also present at the event, such as Ms. Amna Malik, who's President Center Pakistan and International Relations and Vice President of PMLN Women Wing Punjab.
Ma'am, I would want to know how important do you think such initiatives are?
Well, I'm really impressed and feeling very good that Aga Khan Foundation and this Aga Khan Museum took this initiative to highlight the great works of Muslim civilization. So I believe that this will give a chance to the Muslim artisans to show their product at the museum, and we will come to know about our history and culture, which needs to be preserved.
Do you think cultural diversity is important, especially looking at the conditions of the world today?
No doubt, cultural diversity is also a point of attraction for many people, and I think the North American people would like to know about the Muslim civilization, and I think this cultural diversity which we see today in the presentation of the museum, so it's very good, and it's something which everybody is attracted towards.
This is Shansi Manaf with cameraman Usman, Fire TV, Islamabad.